Good day, everybody. I'm Tim Davidson, certified Christ-based counselor, faith life coach, among other things. And today's topic, the importance of wisdom. It is so easy as human beings, whether if you're grown, whether if you were in your youth, pre-adolescence, what have you, it's so easy to fall into some foolishness because there's so many different distractions and darkness in this world. It doesn't matter if you are single, if you're married, if you're younger, if you're older. It's very easy, if you aren't careful, to fall into some foolishness. And when I think of everything that's going on, especially here in 2020, as we're dealing with the global pandemic, and you have certain people who are very defiant that a coronavirus even exists. So they go about not wearing their masks, and they go about still going to certain bars, to certain get-togethers and parties and what have you, and still, just to tell it like it is, just acting like a fool. There's a bunch of people who have been acting like fools. And I'm just using this present day as an example. But in reality, even if there was no coronavirus, even pre-COVID-19, if you will, there's still a bunch of foolishness going on. And I want to encourage my fellow men and women to continue to be smart. Don't look at this situation like it's just, it's a conspiracy, or it's just something that the government made up, et cetera, to get everybody to chill out and go home, stay home, and things of that nature. There's been many people who have caught this virus, many people who are no longer with us, who had the mindset that this thing really doesn't exist. There has been people now that I personally know who have caught this virus. And we have to be much smarter and use God's wisdom. And as a matter of fact, I want to share a couple of scripture with everyone. James 1 verse 5 says, "If you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking." So, in essence, what that means is if you are struggling with something mentally and you're thinking about maybe doing something that could be foolish, but you're not certain, it may be foolish. It somewhat feels like it's not a good idea, but you feel like maybe you're obligated to do that sort of thing, or whatever it is. Maybe it's a company get together for your job. Maybe it's a little birthday party for your son, your daughter, your kid, or whatever. It could be just something that you're not sure about. Ask God for wisdom on that thing. Ask him to make it crystal clear to you to whether you should or should not do that. That he would place that on your heart, that he would place it on your mind, to make it crystal clear, to pull that burden of concern from your shoulders and in your mind, to where it would be crystal clear. And the last thing, there's one more verse I wanted to go over, which is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. And the scripture says, "Fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge." Fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. And that brings me back to what I was saying earlier about the foolishness that's going on. I mean, just like, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Like, I mean, we have to be better. And especially for the grown folk. You know what I mean? I mean, what I mean by that is basically if you're no longer in high school, I mean, at this point, you may be very young, you may be naive, but once you reach the age of 18 and higher, you're considered at that point in time an adult. You may be a young adult, but you at that point in time are considered an adult. So there's some things that we know better. There's things that we know we shouldn't be doing or getting into. Um, and we just have to be more wise about the things that we are partaking in, especially during this time. You know, so I pray that somebody was blessed with what I've had to say today, and that um, you reach out to me on Twitter, on Instagram. My handles are in the description below. If you're seeking counseling or want to talk to anybody, a part of my team, please reach out. And you can take a look at the links on the slide that I'm now putting up. Check out my podcast. Link is in the description. You guys can check out my book. Link is in the description. You can become a partner of mine on Patreon. And if you do so, I will give you a shout out, and not to mention any kind of business or product that you have that you're trying to sell or push. I will actually promote that for you on any and every future episode of my show. But other than that, I'll continue to pump these out on a daily basis. God bless. Take care. I'm out.